Julia Morales is Miss Astro, covers the Astros for AT&T Sportsnet, joins us this morning.
Good morning.
Julia.
Miss Astro, thank you.
Yes, everyone would agree on
Yeah.
that. I mean, is Verlander, Benjamin Button, or what, couple years off, as dominant as ever? What do you see?
Oh, that's a good, yeah, I like Benjamin Button right there. It's crazy to watch what he's doing this year because 2019 was so special to be able to have a front row seat to what him and Garrett Cole did back to back, and then, of course, winning the Cy Young Award, but he was so dominant that season. Of course, we all know what happened. He has surgery, comes back, and he even said at the beginning of the year, this is like a recovery year for me. Let's ease into this. Let's take care of my arm. And I mean, I remember that first outing against the Angels. You know, it wasn't opening day, which was a big deal. He was day 3 of the season. Comes out and fastball, and velocity's there. It's just the curveball was there. The slider looked good, and we were like, uh-oh, here we go. And he's been great. Now, he's had 2 bad starts, one of them being that last one against the White Sox, allowing 9 hits. So we're looking for a bounce back from him because that's what he does. He gets right back to the drawing board and figures it out. But it's really impressive to think that we haven't seen this guy pitch for a couple of years. He hasn't been in a clubhouse for a couple of years. And here he is, not only on the mound getting it done, but in the clubhouse, he's kind of a different guy and helping the guys around him. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
You talk about velocity. I mean, pitchers sit on this couch and they say later in their career they have to adjust to the new normal, right? If the velocity's not there, he hasn't had to adjust to anything. He's the same guy.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is, but when you look at injuries, and I've dealt with a lot, it's the regimen and what you put into the work. And the work is, especially later in your career, is the most important. And if you follow the protocol, it gives you a chance to be where he's at. I mean, you look at every sport. Drew Brees, he followed the protocol when he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
All these guys later in the career, if you follow it, it gives you a chance. But his resume speaks for itself. And if you want to have longevity as a pitcher, you might want to listen to what Justin's talking about.
What was it like facing him? Would you?
It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because certain guys, you always getting ready for differently. So you have a hitters meeting, you're saying, Justin Verlander, we're going, yikes, right?
Skip.
But
Monday
you know
today.
he has 99 in his back pocket consistently, but how you going to approach him? It always spooks you, so you miss your pitch.
Yeah.
You come up to the, you're so anxious to get in the box.
You're thinking about a lot.
Thinking about so much, and it's like, if he sort of derails his plans, you screwed. If he goes fastball, you thinking fastball, and he throws your curveball, it's over.
You know what's so funny? He's been that strikeout guy for so long, obviously climbing the list right now in all-time strikeouts, which is really cool, too. The names he's passing John Smoltz, no big deal the other day. But for him, he's pitching to contact a little bit more, too. So he's a pitcher.
Yeah.
He knows how to pitch. He's just figuring out what's this best version of myself here in 2022. This guy is not ready to be done anytime soon, and I think that's what's special, too. I mean, this is a guy that decided to come back to the Astros not only this year, probably next year, too, with that contract. I mean, this is about the next 5 years. What are we going to see from Verlander?
Julia, my bad.
Okay.
I want to just talk about, we've been talking about this whole week about Kyle Tucker, and I love his approach. I love, sort of the evolution of what Kyle Tucker's done with his stance. Not the production. Production is going to be there with certain players because you put in the work in the lab and you go down to the cage and you work. But he's changed his stance so much as far as just tinkering, tweaking at times, right? I just talked to late, great Tony Gwynn. He's always say, I changed my stance. I go, come on, Tony, you got 4 hits already today. Like, what did you change since batting practice? But Kyle seems to, change his stance a little bit.
He's young, too. He's got a long way to go as a hitter. But, you're right, because I remember he was drafted in 2015, this first-round pick, 18 years old, thin at the plate, and everyone was like, look at this guy swing. And he was very upright back then. Even looking back at video of him in the minor leagues, you can already tell that the stance is different. But, he does a little bit. He's a little more wide, and he can get to any pitch. This guy takes his walks. He's aggressive in the zone. It's just good swing direction with him. What I like about him, though, is that simple approach he has at the plate. So right now, what he's doing is he's finding a sign, an ad in left center field. He's trying to hit it.
Come on, man.
Wow.
That's all it takes.
And he's paired. Dusty has put the 2 lefties back
he's
to back.
hitting behind Jordan, and which is helping out Jordan. I think he doesn't really need help.
Yeah.
But it is this back-to-back right here, Jordan and Kyle right now. And it took a little while for Dusty to do that. Yuli Gurriel's had his struggles, so finally Dusty Baker's tinkering with the lineup just a tad. But these 2 back-to-back, he was worried about the lefties back-to-back, but it doesn't matter. These guys both hit lefties.
How much has Michael Brantley helped these 2?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, especially Kyle. I know we talked about this, but those two are besties. And who doesn't want Michael Brantley as your bestie? The guy has just so much knowledge. But I love watching them. Brantley's just always working. He's always looking to get better. And he's like Tony Gwynn, what you were saying. I mean, this guy's like moping around because he's hitting 297. You know, it's like, what? But this is a 300 hitter, and it's in him, and it's in his blood. You know, son of a former major leaguer and a hitting coach. I mean, this guy's been doing it since he came out of the womb, and that swing was perfect from the beginning. He's a hitting coach on the team, so he's got Yordan Alvarez. Again, Yordan doesn't need a lot of help, but they're watching how Michael Brantley works and what he's looking for, and he picks up on what pitchers are doing. Just another coach in the dugout for really not just those two, but everybody.
An invaluable presence. I was looking at their schedule, Julia. They haven't had many stretches like this against groups of teams over 500.
Yeah, they had really bad travel. I think a lot of teams did for some reason to start the year. But when it comes to winning clubs, they didn't play a lot in those first 2 months of the season. In fact, it was only 15 games against winning teams with winning records up until Tuesday. So this is a 9-game stretch against all the New York teams right there. As you see, Mets, Yankees, Mets, Yankees. They're making up a series with the Yankees. That was supposed to be the opening week. But yeah, 4 against the Mets, 5 against the Yankees. These are the top 2 records in Major League Baseball.
I like that one random home game against the Yankees.
The double header with the Yankees that's going to take that last day of the All-Star break away. That's going to be really fun, too, for everybody. But no, this 9 games, I think, is going to tell them a lot. You know, this is a good team. They were supposed to win a lot of games, so they're where they need to be right now, and they feel good about that. But they need to be challenged. They need to really evaluate before the trade deadline comes down, like what this team needs moving forward. There's some room for improvement. And
Robert has ideas.
I've got some thoughts, Julia. I will be.
I'm sure you do.
I will be sending them along to the front office in a sternly written email shortly. So.
It's not a lot.
No, there's not.
It's not.
They're going to win that division by at least 6 games.
But it's not about winning the division.
You're absolutely right.
This is
the standards are high for that
3
organization.
World Series appearances in the last 5 years. I mean, it's what not just going. They want to win.
All right. Julie Morales, part of the AT&T Sportsnet broadcast tonight and just about every night as they cover the Astros and, of course, Game 2 of this 4-game set